In 1997, Square Enix, as you see by the logo there, revolutionized the industry once again when they created a game that was so broad in scope that they had movie trailers for it. That's right, we are playing Final Fantasy VII. This is not one of my, as you can see, we have the classic people back here, Sakaguchi Uematsu. But this is not one of my favorite games. And to be honest, it is a very, very good game, but you know, probably pretty well, I don't want to say overrated, but it's overhyped by a lot of people. There are two types of Final Fantasy fans. Those who played before this game and those who played after this game. And there's often a big difference between the two. And, well, a difference in the perspective of this game between the two groups. I belong to the former, so don't expect me to praise this game as the greatest thing ever made, because honestly, to me, it is not. But let's get started. If I can press the button here to start the game. Now you notice this is the PS4 version, so it has a movie and credits, which I will do these later. Typically it just comes up with new and continue. But we're going to start anew. If you were the one who, like, watched the episode, or the videos I posted of this before, they're all removed now. So, because this game, it looks so much different than how I was playing it before, that it would be kind of weird to get to like episode 6 and all of a sudden, oh my god, it looks so much different. You'll notice at the bottom there, the right stick has a thing called battle boosts, where it will refill your HP, MP, and increase your limit gauge. I will absolutely not be doing that at all. The left stick, however, increases the speed 3 times. There to 3 times speed, which I might do at some point just to backtrack, along with using no encounter, which will remove the encounters, which actually, I mean, even though that's quote-unquote cheating, it will actually make the game a little more difficult, because overall, the more I use it, the less experience I'm going to get, and the lower level I'm going to be. So, also you'll notice that the OK and cancel buttons are what they're supposed to be. But let's get this show on the road. I was playing a little earlier, and I think I edited the volume down to where it shouldn't be too loud. Obviously, this is going to go straight to YouTube rather than giving me any chance to edit it on the non-PS4 version of the software, though I could, if it turns out to be too troublesome, use my little USB drive to pull the videos off and bring them over there to put them in, you know, in editing. But hey, I see you. You were trying to put a fork in that outlet, weren't you? Yeah, I know. I hope nobody gets you. You look like a nice girl. Hopefully no goober comes down out of nowhere and just, you know, gives you what for. That would be seriously wrong. Like how that says Goblin's Bar. Like, who names their place Goblin's Bar? But yeah, 1997 Square Final Fantasy VII. Again, I'm pretty sure it's a well-known story at this point that a lot of people were confused when they saw the trailers for this game, which showed this, I don't know if it showed this scene in its entirety, but it showed the title screen, and people were like, wait a minute, what? Because, you know, people who didn't know the game, this series existed, were like, wait a minute, They made 6 of these already, and people who did know were like, wait a minute, the last one I played was 3, and that was only like 3, I think 6 was 1994, so it was 3 years ago. No. What is she, Chuck Norris? One kick? Oh, looks like that's us. Okay, let's go right into the menus. First of all, let's change this window color. I did everything against blue, but this just makes everything so much easier to read because the text is so white. And fix the camera. Up everything's speed a little bit to make it a little faster. And we should be good to go. I hate the fact this is at the bottom because it's annoying. We are ex-soldier man. You talk to this guy, you get a potion. And let's follow. Oh, here's some soldiers. I love how the battle transitions are so fast. And you die. Soldiers have, I think, 40 HP, so not much. But yeah, nothing to it. Nothing to it at all. Got a cool little victory pose. Some experience. Now we are level 7, 20 gil potion. Not bad. Oh, these people didn't get very far. Yep, that's me. I guess. I mean, it says ex-soldier. Yeah. Well, there's Biggs. I'm guessing the fat guy's Wedge. But we are from a group called Soldier, and we will not be named after a weather pattern. I don't know if it's called a weather. I don't know what else you'd call a cloud. A weather formation? But we're gonna be... Now, all the names that I started with the original LP are still in effect. I haven't changed anything. Okay, so if you told them not to move in a group, then, like, what happens if they get stuck? Oh, fine, be that way. And his name is not Barrett. His name is Triple. After good old Triple Death Star. And you can hold the circle button to run, or you can just use the actual analog stick and he will run automatically. But he moves much more concise with the D-pad, so I'm going to use that. And more paths. Now he's like, don't move in a group. What is the first thing we're doing? We're moving in a group. Because you'll see why in a second. We need to move in a group. Ow! But it showed them what for. Oh, I do actually possess magic. He possesses fire and ice spell, or ice and lightning spells, and it'll go over how to use actual magic and other assorted skills as the game progresses. Yeah, I work for the company who owns this joint. Thanks for the exposition. Okay. I don't think there's actually an equivalent to Mako energy in real life, except maybe oil, but I mean, if oil runs out, the planet's not gonna die. And Triple is now in our party. He actually has a long-range weapon, so I could put him in the back row, but I want him to be able to use his limit break, and he's got a big HP pool, so I'm not too worried about him getting hurt. And again, like, we needed Biggs to open this door, and Jesse to open this door. So yeah, don't move in a group, except that we need them. Anyway, down here is a treasure chest that contains a wonderful Phoenix Stone. At least I spelled Phoenix right this time. And we just need to open this door, because we can't touch buttons ourselves. Except now that she's going to make us push this button. Well, that's nice. Of course not. Very much the I don't care about the fate of the planet because I'm probably gonna die before anything bad happens. Now, you'll notice that Jesse's face model there does not have a mouth, but Cloud's does, or mine does. They gave mouths to apparently all of the main characters in this game, but none of the NPCs. I mean, that's obviously new from the PlayStation version. Nobody real character had really a mouth back then. Nice. 10 years for their attack animations. There is in fact a reason why these guys have long attack animations. Oh, they also had like 35 HP. I forgot to check what those things were called. Gunners, I think? Anyway, I didn't really do much research or prep going into this video about enemies and whatnot, because I just wanted to see how this is going to turn out before I really do anything else. And we also have the grunts. They also have, I think, exactly 40 HP, and mono drives, which see, he didn't kill him. Mono drives are those little floaty things back there. They have remarkably less. Now, Triple, because again he's got a gun, can actually shoot those guys in the back there without suffering. Typically, if it says back row, which it won't now because there is no front row, so there's no one to protect him. But if a monster says back row in the help, which is above the menu there, then a melee attack will do half damage. What the hell, Jesse? You saw that, right? I didn't just make that up. Just kind of some moonwalk down the ladder there. And we get another potion. She just tells you how to climb the ladder, even though you have to have done it already. Because we need to climb this one too. But yeah, typical front row, back row setup. If you're in the back row, you do half damage with attacks, but you take half damage with attacks. Or physical attacks. Melee physical attack. Triple has a long-range weapon. And you can tell what weapons you possess are long-range because they will say, long-range weapon. Oh, that little thing is a slot with a circle? We'll discuss that later. Yep. Let's get into another fight. Oh, with a, what is this? See right there, sweeper, back row. You just start attacking that. They have about 100 some odd HP. I don't know, I'll have more, concise enemy things before I do the next episode. I just want to get this recorded via the PlayStation 4, and then see what I can do to edit it and upload and how it comes out, and what I need to adjust there. Now, Triple has his limit break, which I'm going to save for a boss coming up very shortly. And limit breaks are basically anger attacks. When you take damage, it builds up, and eventually you just let it loose this big attack. And the way to get more, typically for the first limit break in a limit break level, it requires using it a certain number of times, which vary depending on the character. Ow. And to get the next level of limit break typically requires X number of enemies killed, which is also different per character. Oh, wonderful. You know what? Let's just show off Big Shot. Limit breaks also have a speed priority, which means basically the second you enter them, they will more than likely happen immediately. Also, when your limit break gauge has filled up, your ATB will skyrocket to get you your turn as fast as possible to use it. So that's another good thing. I am going to waste another minute or so to get to another battle to gain both of them a level. Or just put this big thing right up front. Stop hitting me. Well, I suppose see, the problem with Triple having his limit break is that he has nothing else. He can do nothing but attack or use items. And there's nothing I can do about that right now. I can't get into the menu to equip anything to change that. However, I have some attack magic, so if my limit break gauge is full, it's not gonna do much. When you have a limit break, all it does is replace the attack command. See, right there, I can actually cast lightning on this guy to get rid of him and save my limit break. Obviously, pretty much every monster in this area is a machine and thus weak to lightning. Except I think the mono drives, which are weak to ice. But yeah, that right there will basically substitute if I use no encounters to get through an area. Wherever I get to a save point, I will typically grind out a level for everybody involved. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this episode of Final Fantasy VII. That's my practice file. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. This LP will actually move along at a reasonable speed now, because all the problems I was having trying to record it on the computer are gone, and then try and use the capture card. Those are all gone. I can do this, like, if this works out well, which you'll know it will, and you'll know it is if you're seeing it. If this works out well, then I will just continue on normally, and everything will be fine. So, you know, have a good night, everybody.